Hey there! If you're dealing with sciatica, you know just how frustrating it can be. You've probably tried everything: natural remedies, stretches, even advice from online forums. But despite your best efforts, the pain is still lingering. Today, I'm about to reveal 5 common mistakes that many people make when dealing with sciatica. Mistakes that could actually be making your pain worse. And the most surprising part? These mistakes often happen without you even realizing it. So, if you're ready to learn how to avoid these pitfalls and get real relief, you're in the right place. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a new approach to managing your sciatica that could change everything. But before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future tips. Ready to learn how to relieve that pain? Let's get started. Real-life success stories. Before we jump into the tips, I want to share some real-life success stories. These are people just like you who struggled with sciatica and made some simple changes that helped them feel better. Elena. She was dealing with severe sciatica pain, tried all the common remedies, and even had a procedure done. But after just a few simple changes, like correcting her posture and avoiding overexertion, she went from struggling to dancing at her wedding in just 2 weeks. Jose. He had been in and out of doctor's offices for months. He learned how to balance rest and movement, and just days after following the right routine, he was back to walking without pain. These transformations show just how effective small changes can be. And trust me, you can experience the same results too. In fact, several studies have shown that consistent and targeted interventions can result in significant improvement in just a few weeks. Now let's talk about the mistakes that could be preventing you from experiencing this kind of success. Number 1. Applying heat instead of ice. Let's start with the first mistake you might be making: applying heat to your lower back or hip. Now, many of us instinctively reach for a heating pad when we feel pain, but here's why that might not be the best choice. Heat increases blood flow, which sounds good on the surface, but when you're dealing with inflammation, this could worsen the issue. When you apply heat, it can cause blood vessels to dilate, leading to more fluid accumulation and swelling in the affected area. Instead, ice is a better option. Ice helps to constrict blood vessels and reduce swelling, which can directly alleviate pain. Apply an ice pack for 15 to 20 minutes at a time, and make sure to do it several times a day. Always wrap the ice in a cloth or use an ice pack to protect your skin. But here's an important tip. Ice is great during the acute phase, but once the inflammation subsides, heat can be used to help relax tight muscles. So don't just stick to one method, use both strategically. Number 2, resting too long. Next up, don't rest too long. It might sound counterintuitive, but resting for extended periods can actually make things worse. Many people believe that lying down for days after a flare-up is the best option, but this leads to muscle weakness and stiffness. When you're inactive for too long, the muscles in your back and legs become deconditioned, which can make future flare-ups even worse. The key is balance. Yes, you need some rest in the early stages of sciatica, but you also need gentle movement. Light walking, swimming, or stretching can help keep your muscles engaged without causing additional strain. Studies show that bed rest longer than 48 hours could actually worsen symptoms. Additionally, sitting for long periods, especially in poor posture, can compress the spine and nerve roots, worsening sciatica. So, if you have a desk job, take breaks, stand, or stretch every hour. Number 3. Overstretching. Mistake number 3. Overstretching. A lot of people think stretching is the way to go when dealing with sciatica, but too much can actually aggravate the sciatic nerve and increase inflammation. Many people go straight into deep hamstring stretches thinking it will relieve their pain, but this is one of the worst things you can do. Overstretching the hamstrings can pull on the sciatic nerve and cause it to become even more irritated. Instead, focus on gentle, controlled stretches. Think about stretches that target the piriformis muscle, as this is a common culprit in sciatica pain. The piriformis muscle is located deep in the buttock and can compress the sciatic nerve if it's too tight. A simple figure-4 stretch can target this muscle without overstretching it. Also, avoid ballistic stretches that involve bouncing, as they can increase the risk of injury. When stretching, always hold each stretch for at least 30 seconds and perform them in a pain-free range of motion. Number 4. Using auto-traction devices. Mistake number 4. Using auto-traction devices like inversion tables or other similar tools. While they might seem like a quick fix, these devices can actually worsen sciatica. Inversion therapy, for example, involves hanging upside down or tilting at an angle to decompress the spine. While some studies suggest benefits for certain back conditions, it can put excess pressure on the discs, especially if not done properly. This can cause more irritation to the sciatic nerve or increase the risk of disc herniation in some cases. Instead of relying on these devices, focus on safer, targeted therapies such as physical therapy, chiropractic care, or specific exercises designed to address sciatica. These approaches work to strengthen the muscles that support your spine and target the root cause of your pain. Number 5. Rushing to surgery. And the final mistake to avoid: rushing to surgery. Many people think that surgery is the only way out of sciatica, but that's not always the case. Surgery is typically a last resort for sciatica, especially if conservative treatments haven't worked. And here's why. Surgery doesn't address the root causes, like poor posture, muscle weakness, or tight muscles. Instead, non-invasive treatments such as physical therapy, yoga, posture correction, and targeted stretching can often provide relief. Research shows that most people with sciatica recover with non-surgical treatments, even when the pain feels severe. In fact, studies show that physical therapy alone can resolve symptoms for the majority of sciatica sufferers. Additional tips for managing sciatica. Aside from these 5 mistakes, here are a few more tips that can help you on your journey to recovery. Correct your posture. Poor posture can contribute to sciatica by placing excess strain on the lower back and pelvis. Make sure your workstation is ergonomic and practice good posture while standing, sitting, and walking. Incorporate core strengthening exercises. A weak core can contribute to poor posture and spinal instability, which can worsen sciatica. Incorporate gentle core exercises, such as pelvic tilts or bridges, to help stabilize your spine and relieve pressure on the sciatic nerve. Manage stress. Chronic stress can increase muscle tension, contributing to sciatica flare-ups. Consider mindfulness practices like meditation, deep breathing, or yoga to reduce stress and help manage pain. Watch your weight. Extra weight, especially around the abdomen, can place additional pressure on your lower back and aggravate sciatica. Maintaining a healthy weight can help reduce the strain on your spine. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever made any of these mistakes while dealing with sciatica? How did it affect you? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And if you're ready to finally get control of your sciatica, give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs it, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips. Today, we've covered 5 big mistakes to avoid in your journey with sciatica. By correcting these mistakes and following the right steps, you can get back to living pain-free. Remember, ice over heat, balance rest with movement, avoid overstretching, and don't rush into surgery. These small adjustments can make all the difference. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on future tips.